Hello, my name is Brianna Cagan, and this is my final portfolio defense. At the end of my educational leadership program, my goal is to become a preschool director. I have made this presentation to ensure to you that I am ready to move into the field as an effective educational leader based on the Florida Principal Leadership Standards and the knowledge and understanding that I have gained throughout my time in the MA Educational Leadership Program at Florida Gulf Coast University. Florida Principal Leadership Standard 1, Student Learning Results states effective school leaders achieve results on the school student learning goals. My school's learning goals are to provide a developmentally appropriate program that develops a positive self-concept, enhances creativity, and enriches and challenges each child's life while targeting all areas of development, including character development. Our school is designed to meet the unique needs of each child we serve in a safe and nurturing environment. There is an atmosphere of acceptance in which the individual needs of each child are considered and in which the child can flourish and grow under the guidance of qualified teachers. As caregivers to our students, we strive to create a learning environment that is safe and engaging and encourages exploration and discovery. My program has helped me to be able to identify student learning results within every educational setting I am in. Within my current internship, I have been able to identify and use the school's student learning goals to expand my understanding of how each student's learning results can affect how their future is prepared and managed to better their achievement. When I look at the Florida Standards Assessment and other testing data, I notice that it impacts school learning goals because it measures whether students within the school are meeting certain standards. These tests are designed to measure what a student has learned in reading, writing, and mathematics and impact students' milestones throughout their academic schooling. The impact that these tests have on school learning goals can affect plans because the results of these tests are used to determine lesson plans and goals for the school, determine student readiness for moving up a grade level, and finally, prepare them for graduation. My program has aligned with my knowledge of this by having me dig deeper into the idea of seeing how FSA and other testing data can impact a school's student learning results. In my internship, I am shadowing the director of a learning center with students from the age of 6 weeks to 5 years old. I have been observing the VPK class throughout my internship and learned that they take the Florida Assessment of Student Thinking, or FAST for short, throughout the school year. I have been able to understand how the results of each student's test will impact their future. The results of the assessment are properly filed, and then a student improvement plan is put in place to focus on the academic improvement of each student's scores. An IEP is required by law for each student under the Individuals with Disabilities Act, and public schools must create an IEP for all children needing special education accommodations. From the age of 3 until they graduate from high school, students may be eligible for an IEP. An IEP must include a statement describing your child's current performance and status, a child's annual goals that must be updated each year, support services, and accommodations or modifications to help your child succeed. Any modifications required for testing your child, how progress will be measured, and transition plans for after graduation are also included. English language learner students are students who do not use English as their first language, and they cannot communicate fluently using the English language and have difficulty learning it. These students require modified instruction for both their academic courses and learning the English language. Gifted students are students who have greater development academically and intellectually and are capable of high performance in their schooling. Gifted students are given local plans and are provided with the proper instruction and social emotional support. A school climate that is safe, respectful, and supportive includes social and emotional instruction and is all around a positive environment will affect these students' learning in a positive way by improving test scores, attendance, and graduation rates, and bring greater motivation to these students to do their best. The Educational Leadership Program at FGCU has taught me how to align FPLS2 student learning as a priority to my future as an educational leader because it has shown me how to always put the students first. Throughout my internship, I have been able to witness many different students come in and out of the school, whether they be ESE students, ELLs, or gifted. Within my program, I have been able to help ESE students be placed into proper classes and extracurricular activities that meet their needs and the requirements of their IEPs, and seen them improve and flourish because of this. This experience has shown me that I can and will do everything in my power to do what is right for my students and to always use student learning as a priority. The Florida Educator Accomplished Practices, or FEAPS, can be used for instructional planning because they are used as a guide for educators to meet their expectations, for them to be able to know what they need to do. FEAPS are based on essential principles that educators must follow to plan their instruction that will benefit their students the most. Learning about Florida Principal Leadership Standard 3, Instructional Plan Implementation, has provided me with the insight needed to be able to help specific students and teachers improve their scores. Within my internship, I have been able to align FPLS 3 by using FEAPS to ensure that students are continuously working on their social, emotional, and academic improvement. By helping implement SIPs for specific students in the VPK class, I have been able to follow the standards and have been able to base the plans made on the principles of FEAPS. For my faculty development plan, I will begin by giving myself a program checklist that I must ensure I will meet and show that I understand every quarter based on specific criteria. On the program checklist, there will be topics like understand the roles and expectations of your faculty, development, respect, and trust with your faculty as learners, and connect the institutional and organizational culture with your faculty development culture. My plan for the faculty's development will be to first present our school's mission and vision statement, values, and expectations. My plan will address how they will learn, lead, and present themselves. I will set up a program where there will be required training sessions, professional development activities, practical teaching opportunities, and quarterly observations and reviews. I will recruit and retain effective teachers and staff by building social relationships, encouraging referrals from current and former faculty and staff, posting on social media, hiring data on participants, using incentives, and incorporating skills assessments. This is important to do because it will let me know who may be already working as faculty and staff and want to stay. There must be reason. This is important to do because it will let me know who we may be hiring and bringing into our schools. It is also important because in order for those who are already working as faculty and staff to want to stay, there must be reasons for them to like incentives and appreciation. FPLS 4 faculty development states effective school leaders recruit, retain, and develop an effective and diverse faculty and staff. FGCU's program has allowed me to gain a better understanding through hands-on experience. During my internship, I have been able to find how to recruit, retain, and develop an effective and diverse faculty and staff by shadowing my director during the hiring process of new employees and seeing how she incorporates employee understanding, appreciation, and inclusion. Students learn about different cultures and backgrounds, which allows them to feel a greater sense of comfort within those differences. The sense of comfort then makes them more comfortable with themselves, which will lead them to a greater sense of safety. I will be promoting inclusion throughout our school to ensure all feel safe, comfortable, and included within their work and learning environment. To provide a physically safe environment, some of the events taking place will be regular morning meetings in regard to safety plans and procedures, regular inspection of all equipment, for example, playgrounds, regular safety regulations placed, and classroom management inspections. FPLS 5 learning environment states effective school leaders structure and monitor a school learning environment that improves learning for all of Florida's diverse student population. My program here at FGCU has taught me about the importance of a positive learning environment in an educational setting. During my internship, I have been putting that knowledge to use. I have been able to understand what a proper positive learning environment is, and I have been able to set up the learning environment, as well as use my position as an educational leader intern to be the best leader I can be for my students to encourage a diverse, positive learning environment to improve learning for all students. When it comes to decision making, educational leaders must consider values that allow faculty and staff to prioritize the best interests and needs of their students. When considering values like understanding, compassion, and respect, this will guide educators in making decisions that support students' growth, development, and overall success, which is a main priority within my position as an educational leader. I would prioritize the decision making based on importance and urgency, and always prioritize the needs of my students, faculty, and staff. Integrating technology in schools is important because it can achieve student engagement in auditory and visual learners, and can improve the growth of all learners when it is introduced into the classroom. I would empower others by entrusting them to make the right decisions and giving them the proper tools and encouragement to make these decisions effectively. I have been able to apply FPLS 6 decision making to my internship. I am in by making decisions based on what I feel is right and prioritizing them for the best interests of my students. This program has allowed me to figure out those decisions because of the knowledge I have acquired during my courses. I will recognize and encourage leaders within my staff by setting an example and recognizing their strengths. I would recognize staff through events, incentives, and gifts. I would let the leaders make important decisions, give them more responsibility, be there if they need guidance, trust them, and help them to grow within their position. FGCU's program has helped me to understand FPLS 7 leadership development by providing me with the knowledge to not only be a proper educational leader myself, but to help leaders within my staff become one as well. At my current internship, we always try to encourage and recognize staff for their hard work and accomplishments. There are incentives we use, like putting your name in a raffle to win prizes, or shout outs every Friday for hardworking staff members that have been recognized. To understand my school's budget, I will go over last year's budget, set realistic goals, find the budget of areas needing a specific amount, establish priorities with the budget for classroom and staff expenses, and share and finalize the amounts needed and why. I will ensure deadlines are met and schedules are followed by being organized and clear with the objectives and expectations I would like to meet. An example of organization would be to meet deadlines, having the dates on my calendar, and reminders on specific technology I may use, like a phone or computer. Monitoring that things are accomplished aligns with the organization and promotes effort for myself and those around me to ensure that what needs to be done is getting done. Throughout my program at FGCU, I have learned how to understand and do things that I did not know prior to starting the program. Understanding FPLS 8 school management has helped me to know how to make a budget and prioritize what is needed for it if something is something I did not know before, and now I feel confident that I can establish one when I become an educational leader. My internship has also helped me to understand budgeting more, managing schedules, and meeting deadlines. I have been able to sit with my director and go over budgeting for each classroom staff and extracurricular activity, as well as figure out the schedule of each deadline needing to be met for many tasks completed throughout the day. I have also been making the staffing schedule where I schedule certain employees to certain rooms based on when they work and figuring out who can break who and when. This has given me more knowledge on the topic of school management. To ensure I am visible in my school, I will build relationships with my faculty, staff, students, and all stakeholders. I will communicate with them and show them that I am someone they can go to and trust if they are experiencing any difficulties. I will attend all events and activities to show constant support to all students. Being less visible may lead students to think that there is no one in charge of their school. When communicating, I will ensure my message is heard by being consistent, clear, and transparent for all stakeholders to understand. I will answer questions, comments, and concerns attentively to all stakeholders, all while focusing on our school's vision and mission. I will use social media by implementing it in classrooms for group projects, communicating with students outside of class, sharing resources, and much more. I will also use social media to connect our school to the outside community, to share school news and promote school events. I will use social media to make surveys or polls on what the community feels is the best for our school, because what they have to say is important to the growth of our students in school. Students can use social media in their classroom to write and post blogs, find pen pals, learn how to correctly communicate with others, and more. I will work with the media by identifying media outlets and finding what type of media is available to me, determining the individuals who will be speaking to the media, and asking and answering the right questions, building relationships with all individuals involved in the media, having effective interviews, and developing a media team. If there is an occurrence where the media is poorly affecting our school, I will use communication to reassure all stakeholders that the issue is being or has already been resolved, and that we always strive to put the student's achievement first, and that is what we will continue to do moving forward. FGCU's program has helped me to gain the proper knowledge of FPLS 9 communication. The program has helped me by allowing me to learn how to place new initiatives and programs into a school and use proper communication when doing so. I was able to implement a new after-school program in our school with my mentor. For years, our school did not have one, and because of my understanding of FPLS 9, I was able to be the first person to initiate this program. I worked to communicate with all faculty and staff involved, and we successfully began the program in 2022. My current internship experience has allowed my communication skills to grow by being able to communicate with students, parents, and staff effectively. I have been able to build and maintain relationships with all stakeholders in my current internship and actively listen and collaborate with them to ensure positive communication with all. I will build trust to ensure courageous conversations can occur with staff members by building and maintaining positive relationships. I will always prepare for a courageous conversation by finding the facts of the situation, clarifying what we will be talking about, keeping emotional control, speaking to individuals with generosity and respect, and being authoritative when I need to be at the same time as being kind. The process or procedure I will follow if a staff member isn't progressing after a courageous conversation will be to speak with the individual again as somewhat of a warning. And if they continue to not meet their expectations, not perform to the highest standard, and their job performance is affecting others, I will have no choice but to let them go. I will make sure to follow district policy and laws and remain ethical throughout the staff improvement process by ensuring that I am meeting the expectations set forth by my higher-ups. I will understand that although I am their boss and we must have these courageous conversations, I know they are just like me. We are all human. I will understand everyone has things going on in their lives, and I will continue to help and encourage them with kindness and respect. I know that we all make mistakes and can learn from them. I know that individuals will have good and bad days, and that this is why, as a future educational leader, I will be understanding and encouraging throughout their staff improvement process. My program at FGCU has taught me how to properly implement FPLS 10 professional and ethical behaviors into my work. Within my school law course, I was to observe a principal disciplining students and find the professional and ethical behaviors used. I noticed right away that the professional and ethical behaviors were not present in the first conversation, and I believe this program has helped me to notice this. In my current internship experience, I have been instructed to discipline specific employees who are either on their phones, gossiping, or just not meeting their expectations. I have learned that being professional and ethical while doing so comes with great end results. When speaking with those individuals with respect and understanding, while at the same time being authoritative, I have found that they are more open and understanding of the situation, and they begin to improve their performance. My time at Florida Gulf Coast University's MA Educational Leadership Program has not only been great, but it has been very informative. I feel prepared enough to take on the challenges that will come in my future career. I feel as though each course in this program has prepared me to master each Florida Principal Leadership Standard, and my internship experience is where I was able to put my knowledge to the test. I am very excited to become an educational leader where I can incorporate all the knowledge I have gained throughout this program and put it to work. Thank you.